So hello and welcome to this video course. We're going to talk about how to maintain your list and protect your list assets. So this is something that a lot of people tend to forget about when they build their list. And by maintaining and cleaning and protecting your list, you can actually do a lot in terms of increasing your conversions in the long term, increasing your email reputation, and that actually impacts your deliverability rates and much more. So just a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you a quick videos overview. We're going to talk about mindset because I want to make sure that you get into the right mindset. Talk about the general strategy and what you need to get started. So this is video number one. Video number two, basically what we're going to do is analyze your statistics. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. The best way to do it is to show you how to do it, and then you go out and do it yourself. So you want to analyze your list, whether it's on GetResponse, whether it's on Aweber, just so you have a general idea of what's performing and what's not. And then I'm going to run through all the other videos that will help you get an idea on how to clean your list, maintain your list on a consistent basis, and also protect your list from getting banned. We're going to talk about backing up email addresses in video number three. This is a lot of times something that's overlooked, and even I have overlooked this specific method of backing up your email addresses simply because a lot of times we forget about doing this until it's too late, until some sort of third-party autoresponder, whatever that might be, or SMTP service, or cloud email decides to ban you for no reason. You could be following the rules and regulations, you could follow the spam CAN acts and everything like that, and still get your account deleted. If you don't have backup on a consistent basis, then guess what? You're going to have to start from scratch, and I have to tell you, it's not a fun thing to do because you're going to have to figure out all the customers who bought your product previously. You don't really have an idea of who unsubscribed and things like that. So you want to make sure at least have a monthly backup spreadsheet of all the email addresses, the subscribes and the unsubscribes. But moving on further, we're going to test and clean your email addresses. A lot of times when you email out, if you're using a third-party service like GetResponse, the emails that are inactive, that bounce back and things like that will be removed. However, if you are using your own email system, or you're trying to email out for your membership script and things like that off of your website and your server, you will really need to scrutinize and test and clean your emails, because if you don't have some sort of system in place that removes the bounced emails, then that can be a problem. Now, there are many different types of bounced emails. There's emails that bounce because the email box is inactive, the email box is no longer there, it's disabled, or maybe it's full. So there's many different reasons why an email would bounce, and I'm going to run through that and show you. And then of course video number 5, we're going to talk about suppression versus blacklist lists. These two types of lists will help prevent you from possibly getting the wrong people onto your list, and I'll show you a little more detail on that in just a minute. Video number 6, we're going to talk about segmenting your lists. There are many different ways you can segment your list, but I'm going to show you many different ways that I do it that actually helps me increase my conversion rate. Now, this specific segment or this specific video here will show you also how to eliminate the people that are not active on your list. If you have a list of 10,000 people, you're going to be paying for each and every one of those email addresses to GetResponse or Aweber or any other autoresponder service. Now, let's say, for example, you only have about 1,000 active people. If that's the case, you could be saving 25 or more, $30, $40 a month. Yearly savings, that's about $400 to about $500 savings. Now, a lot of people don't do this, and because they don't do just the basic stuff like segmenting your list, testing and cleaning your email addresses, suppression of blacklists, and so forth, you're actually losing money right under your nose. So I'm going to show you how to effectively use segmenting. That brings us to video number 7, which is the blacklist checker. If you are emailing from, say, your membership script or off of your website, then you want to be able to monitor your email, whether or not it gets on the blacklist. Because if it gets on the blacklist, then guess what? A lot of ISPs and email service providers actually use these lists. And if you are on these spam lists, then guess what? Your emails that are being sent to people that want to hear about it, these emails will go to their spam folder. And even if they want to hear about it, they really have to whitelist your email from their end. So I'm going to show you how to check that, because you want to be aware of what's happening. If, let's say, for example, that you do get on one of these blacklists, how do you get off of these blacklists? How do you whitelist your IP address? Now, this isn't a 100% bulletproof solution, but you can definitely increase it so that you can increase your deliverability rate. So I'm going to show you there are ways to get off the blacklist if it's your first offense. If it's your second offense and third offense, it might be harder to actually do that. But if you're aware of this, you can monitor it just in case that happens. And then, of course, video number 9, I'm going to talk about some general ways to protect your email reputation. Now, there are actually specific ways that I've run into, that I've done, and things that I've done to hurt my email reputation without knowing it, simply because I did not know that it was actually going to impact the email reputation. So I've learned a lot of different methods to use to protect myself. So I want to share that with you in this video course. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure that you get into the right mindset. The mindset here is quality over quantity. Don't think about the list of 10,000 people. Think about the list of 100 or 200 active people. A small list of 200 that wants your emails and they're looking forward to your emails is way better than a gigantic non-active list of 100,000 people. I would take a list of 200 really super responsive active people that trust you, that really like what you send them, versus a list of even 1,000,000. Because the list of 200 or even 500 can almost outrank a list of 100,000 or more, depending on how active it is. Now, there's no one size fits all, but if you understand that and you have that mindset, then it's really going to make it easier for you to save a lot of money in the future and increase your profits as well. But you got to figure out who is active and who isn't. If you can figure who's active and who's not, that will actually make your life a lot easier. Then you must implement some methods to protect your list asset. So the general strategy here is to analyze your list, test and clean your list, segment, take measures to protect yourself and your list, and maintain it, and rinse and repeat. You're not going to need a whole lot. I've designed this video course so that you can use your existing email autoresponder. So if you are using GetResponse or Aweber, that will actually help greatly. If you don't have GetResponse or Aweber, then this course can also help you if you are emailing using some sort of membership script on your server or on your website. and things like that. So that's all you need. You don't need anything else except internet and some persistence. So with that said, let's move on to video number 2, and we're going to analyze your statistics.